Hi there. It's October 25th and time for Proverbs 25. Now we're done the actual Solomon's Proverb wrote, and these are more Proverbs of Solomon. Okay. And verse 1 says, these are also Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out. Okay. From Solomon's writings. So these are Solomon's Proverbs, but they are copied by men of Hezekiah, king of Judah. Okay. It is the glory of God to conceal things, but the glory of kings to search things out. And then it continues, as the heavens for height and the earth for depth, so the heart of kings is unsearchable. Right. Now, we don't have kings anymore. We rule by, oversight, the executive, legislative, and the judicial branches check each other. Some have more power than others. Then they had one king who ruled over everything, okay? And he was appointed by God and knew and was able to search out God's meanings, okay? Verse 4, take away the dross from silver, and the smith has material for a vessel. Take away the wicked from the presence of the king, and his throne will be established in righteousness. Right. That's a good one. This was highlighted from last time. Do not put yourself forward in the king's presence, or stand in the place of the great, for it is better to be told, come up here, than to be put lower in the presence of a noble. Right. If you're going to an important function, sit in the back. Okay? It's better to be called forward. Oh, your place is up here than it is to sit in the front. And then have some usher tap you on the shoulder and say, I'm sorry, but this is somebody else. Your seat's back here. And then with everybody watching, you're going to get up and march to the back of the room. So, humble. Okay? That's where being humble comes in. What your eyes have seen, do not hastily bring into court. For what will you do in the end when your neighbor puts you to shame? Argue your case with your neighbor himself, and do not reveal another secret, lest he who hears you bring shame upon you, and your ill repute have no end, your bad reputation. Right? You see something, settle it outside of court. Okay? Or presence of a noble, as your eyes have seen, do not go hastily out to court. And there's no notes about that over here either. Yeah. Stay out of court, okay? And everybody knows about it then. Then it becomes public knowledge, right? Okay, 11 and 12. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver. Like a gold ring or an ornament of gold is a wise reprover to a listening ear. Right? You always love good advice, right? Good, timely advice that helps you. 13. Like the cold of snow in the time of harvest is a faithful messenger to those who send him. He refreshes the soul of his masters. Right. Like the cold of snow in the time of harvest is a faithful messenger to those who send him. Refreshes the soul. Like people you can count on, right? 14, like clouds and wind without rain is a man who boasts of a gift he does not give. Right. What's this note over here? Which have an outward appearance and are nothing within. Right. Pledge, right? Somebody pledges something and then they don't follow through. Right. 15, with patience a ruler may be persuaded, and a soft tongue will break a bone. Right, words. Words are very important. Words are the most powerful thing in the world. You can break bones with it, you can end countries with it, or you can uplift and save people with your words. Okay? 16, if you have found honey, eat only enough for you, lest you have your fill and vomit it. All right. Don't be a glutton. Okay? Don't be a glutton. 17, let your foot be seldom in your neighbor's house, lest he have his fill of you and hate you, right? Don't wear out your welcome, right? Stay away. Wait to be invited. 18, a man who bears false witness against his neighbor is like a war club or a sword or a sharp arrow. Right? Don't lie, especially about your neighbor. 19, trusting in a treacherous man in a time of trouble is like a bad tooth or a foot that slips. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble. A treacherous man. Some people you just shouldn't trust, right? 20, whoever sings songs to a heavy heart is like one who takes off a garment on a cold day and like vinegar on soda. Right? If somebody has a heavy heart, they're bad, they just went through something terrible, they don't want you cracking jokes and singing songs to them, okay? That's just, don't do that. That's crazy. Okay, 21 and 22 is highlighted. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you, right? Jesus talked about this, didn't he? Loving your enemies. So what can they do? Okay, they're starving. 23, the north wind brings forth rain, and the backbiting tongue, angry looks. Right? Angry looks. You want that? I don't want that. 24, it's better to live in the corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a quarrelsome wife. Now, you know they're copying this from Solomon's words, right? He talked about this often because he had 700 wives and he couldn't keep them all happy. 25, like cold water to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country. Boy, we could sure use that, huh? Really some good news from a far country right now. 26, like a muddied spring or a polluted fountain is a righteous man who gives way before the wicked. Right? Should never give way before the wicked. No notes. No notes. I was reading it over here. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is like a troubled well or a corrupt spring. Right? Stand your ground, right? The truth will always be the truth. Hey, 27. It's not good to eat too much honey, and nor is it glorious to seek one's own glory. Uncertain. Don't be prideful. Don't be arrogant. Don't be bragging. Nobody likes that, right? Nobody likes that. It'll make them sick. Okay? Humble. You be humble. Let other people build you up. The key to all of this is being humble, okay? That would be like rule number 1. The key to all of Solomon's Proverbs is to be humble. Okay? And 28, a man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. You know, people who just can't control themselves and lose all self-control. Right. Crazy. So there you go. That's Proverbs 25. Kind of short. This is Hezekiah's men copied this stuff. We'll go over the highlights here. Don't put yourself forward in the king's presence or stand in the place of the great, for it is better to be told, come up here, than to be put lower in the presence of a noble and all your friends, right? Sit in the back, wait to be called forward. Yeah. That'll be honoring. Oh, they're calling me forward. Then to be in the front and say your place is back there. Then you got to walk back in front of all the people. So, right? 11 and 12 is highlighted. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver, like a gold ring or an ornament of gold is a wise reprover to a listening ear. Right? You listen to wise people, it'll make you wiser. Okay? And we highlighted this because of the second line. With patience it will make you split it, and a soft tongue will break a bone. Right? Soft tongue. Be quiet. I know I found out when my children were very young, and I had 3 of them, if I whispered, they would get really close and they would really listen to me if I would speak very softly and whisper, right? You should try that with your kids, because they know you're serious. Okay, good advice here. Let your foot seldom be in your neighbor's house, lest he have his fill of you and hate you. You wear out your welcome. Stay away. Wait to be invited. Okay? 21 and 22 is highlighted, and it's important. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. Jesus talked about this at depth. Okay? And it's important. Okay, 27 is highlighted. Not good to eat too much sinning, nor is it glorious to seek one's own glory. Don't brag. Don't be prideful. Don't be arrogant. Don't be conceited. Nobody likes that, okay? Nobody likes that. Be humble. Okay? And a man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. Right. There's a note here too. What's that say? And so is in extreme danger. Right. A man without self-control is in extreme danger. Right. This is the kind of people that go off and get killed, right? So there you go. That's Proverbs 25. And the rest of it is just sayings of Hezekiah's men, and there's some other stuff in there. But we're just about done with another month of Proverbs. So states the later day, day 299, and I think Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem now, and trouble's going to start. So, but stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it. But until later, we'll do it again. See you later.